A question that I often have from our users that are not familiar with Terraform is why do they should use Terraform? It's a very good question since from Qovery you can deploy your application on AWS right from the web interface to CLI or API, and you can configure every single resources from that interface, like setting up the applications, the resources, vCPU, RAM, number of instances, even the domain that you can configure, all of that environment variable. But the problem here is when you do it manually once, maybe you would change it afterwards. At some point you would change it and you will break it, and you do not remember what you did exactly. And this is where you want maybe to just get to the state where everything was working perfectly, or maybe even you want to duplicate this environment into another environment or share that configurations to anyone, or you do want to validate the changes before applying them and going through a CI system and so on and so forth. So this is where Terraform is quite interesting, because you can, in a declarative way, just describe everything that you've made from that interface, from the application's configuration, from the deployment of the infrastructure, because with Qovery you can create your cluster, define the settings, and so on and so forth. So everything that you can do from that web interface, you can do it through our Terraform provider. And that's exactly what you see here, because the stack that I showed to you, so just before, so this stack has been created not manually, but dynamically through the Terraform. I've just declared every single resource from that Terraform file here, and I've run a command, applied the configuration, and then from that Qovery has created all the resources. You can see that if you do the command Terraform plan, then everything is checked and it's in the compliant state. So your infrastructure matches the configuration. And if I do change anything from that, let's say that I'm even like stopping that application that has been created and deployed from Terraform, if I do change that and I go back here and I do again Terraform plan, then Terraform will just see that something has changed. The state from that application has changed from the desired state is running, but it's in stopping. So what we do recommend is just getting back to that state that we desire. And if we do run like Terraform apply, then it will change the state from that application from stopping to running. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm just stopping and waiting for that one being stopped. So that's what we can see from here. Load balancer, ready, application error. Let's wait a bit. Yes, so it has been stopped, you see. And now if I do apply again, so instead of plan, I do apply, then we'll see that the state that will be changed is from stopped to running. And we can say, yes, we do confirm. And now the application, you see, if I go back to the interface, yes, is in deployment state, you see. So if I do want to duplicate the configuration as well from that one, I do want to create another environment here, like a development environment, then I just need to duplicate the whole configuration. So we can do it, for instance. So let's take the staging configuration here. So it's all the resources that we need to create a staging environment. So I'm going to do that here, that, and select all the resources that I created. can say instead of staging, I will replace only the selected. Only the selected, so staging. You see into dev. You see, so we can do this, 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 this. Yes. So I did change everything. So the only missing part is not the application, but at the environment I need to dev here. It's the mod. It's not a name, and that's it. And just before that, apply this change, you can see that the production now, the app is in the good state. But I've changed the Terraform file. So now if I do plan something, it will see that I've changed the Terraform file, and now will recommend to just get to the final state that I want to create those resources. So he wants to create create new resources, and those resources are the dev one here. You see? So I can do that, plan and apply. And then what we'll see, just take a look. Here we have only the production and the staging environment running. And if I do run that, yes, what we'll get is a brand new environment. You see? So the development environment, and everything will be configured from the environment, the database, the environment variable, secrets, even a domain if you attach it. So every single resources that you can configure from the web interface, you can specify their property. You see, for instance, here for the database, I specify that I want PostgreSQL container 1 with version 13, 10 gig of storage, a Redis container as well, and I do want to deploy an application from GitHub, and I specify all the resources that I want to create, building it from a Docker file that is specified, the environment variables, the secrets that are even composed from the resources, so the properties coming from the database that has been created, and so on and so forth, you see. So yes, just in a nutshell then, you should consider using Terraform if you do want to have a complete environment that is reproducible, so recreating everything that you've done once, and then duplicating resources is very easy in this way, and you can just use Terraform and combine it with everything that you want externally, outside of even Qovery. It's completely pluggable, and just feel free to give it a shot and share your feedback on that. I hope you enjoyed, and let's talk later on. Ciao.